I can, yeah.
Fab. Okay, what I'm going to do is just literally, and it doesn't take very long, show you, how it works. And this can be done on an iPhone or an iPad or a tablet or, wherever is the most convenient for yourself and depending on which technology you have. So what we
Hmm.
do is we're on our website, so which looks like that, and you just go into the login, and then you come up with our start button. So we've got 3 apps in total. One, as I said before, is the gamification app, which is Gooseberry Student. So there's levels in there, and the children live through scenarios they would actually have in real life. But it's a great game. So they collect stars, find family members, but it's teaching them about scenarios that could potentially happen. So it pre-warns them.
Right.
So prevent, so things like Facebook. There's photographers go around saying to girls, you're very pretty, I think you could be a model, let's meet up. And as adults we know what's going to happen, but as children, and say you're a 13-year-old girl, you're going to be really, really flattered. So it's just taking it one step and living through that scenario. So first of all, we're going to Gooseberry Teacher. So it logs me straight in, and this is almost like your dashboard. So you have a control panel, which you can see here. So if I click on the control panel, and this is where you can add more subscriptions. You can also add more teachers. So you can have as many teachers as you want on here. There is no limit. And we're going to have an add student. So you'll be able to upload a file, whether it's from Sims or just a CSV file, and all the students will be attached to the correct teacher because you've put that in the file. So, we're adding things all the time to enhance it. So we're going to go into results. As you can see, there's 6 levels in total. At the moment, we go up to year 8, and we're going into development for town and city. But I'm just going to show you playground. So this is a list of all the students that have played playground. And the ones that you can see a tick means they've answered correctly. Sorry, not incorrectly, but they've answered correctly. And the one with a cross means they've answered incorrectly. Now you can go into each one of those and find out what the answers are, and how they've responded, to each one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it just means that you can then highlight trends. So these 3, for example, are all about stranger danger. So you can turn around and say, okay, they are talking to people they don't know online, so we need to stop that. Here is a pre and a post. So we are, it's a new update that's arriving where you will be able to track the improvement. So you can do a quiz to start with, find out where they are, and what their knowledge is, I suppose. And then by the end of the 10 weeks, you can track what their knowledge is as well. So you can see the improvement, and hopefully it should be 100% because they should be answering everything incorrectly. Because the way the game works, if they answer things incorrectly, they lose points. So it frustrates them in a good way, that they want to play against their mates and score more points. And this here means that they've scored less than 50% on the score. So you can actually go in and have a look at the quiz answers that have been made. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to go back home again. Then we've got the resource. So each key stage has its own resource. Each level has its own workbook and its own lesson plan. A lot of the schools send this home as homework, so the children can actually download it onto their own devices, just use their username and password. And what a selfie is. There's different questions for different scenarios. So there's 10 in total about there. And then there's lesson plans. Obviously, there's a contents one, and then there's one on stranger danger. So we give the answers as well, helping the teachers learn at the same time. Okay, right. And then hints and tips. There's things like glossary, and in classroom material, glossaries. There's documents you can send home to parents. So we've got safe and unsafe sites. So you can send this to parents or even your teachers, and it tells them which sites are safe and which sites that maybe you need to be a little bit careful of, and all the age restrictions on that. And that's a really useful document. And then classroom material. So as I said, there's a glossary. So there is every term there you can think of. If you can't find one, tell us and we'll add it. We're absolutely open, and we're not, we miss sometimes something, but we try and keep on top of it as much as possible. So it teaches the teacher, which is always really good. And then there's posters as well, which we send to you, and you can put up on, around the school. Exit that one. And it's totally permission led as well. So you decide which year plays which level. So if you wanted everyone to start on playground, you would click save, and then cancel that one. But then if you wanted nobody to play village, you just untick all of these and nobody can play village, and then save. And it's as easy and simple as that. I'm going to put them all back on again. Unfortunately, you can't. We don't advise years 1 and 2 to play village because the language is too grown up for them. So you can't let them play it. So if you can see, it doesn't allow me to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that gives you some comfort as well, knowing that. Yeah. And then we've got the parent app. So the parent can view the progress of the child and see how they're scoring. Okay, they've got score levels and quiz, but then go in and actually find out. This one is, what should you never do online? This one says play games, and the answer is talk to strangers. And then there's a tip there for the parent as well. And we've got some really cool things happening for the parent app where they will be emailed every time their child finishes a scenario with advice and tips on that particular scenario.
Right.
So, it's almost forcing them to take notice. And that's the big challenge, is to get parents to sort of come into it, if you like, and be part of it. And then we're going to have a resource area as well, so videos, that type of thing, that the parent can go into and look. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly show you a little video. Hopefully I can remember where it is. Where are we? Webinars. So that you can see the game itself. I'm not having a very good day with technology. The last 2 days with technology, I've decided that apples are not very good as a work tool.
It never works as you want it to, does it?
No. Right, I'll just play this. So have a look. Yeah, so that just gives you a very, very quick overview of each game. I'm sure you'd be very good at playing it. So those are total apps. So, we're very, very unique in the sense that, it delivers education for all three. And one thing that we're very, very passionate about is actually we need to be teaching children about the scenarios, not just telling them don't talk to strangers. And the challenge schools have is they don't have that knowledge. And I'm not saying you don't know that, but how do you know, what are the scenarios within Facebook and Instagram and all of those things? So this is what we're trying to achieve, is actually in the same way as our parents taught us to cross the road, we now have to do that on an online life as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? I did say it'd be very quick.
It does look really, really, really good. When you were going through it earlier, it went up to year 11. So I'm at a special needs school. We do go up to year 11. Do you think it's appropriate and it would work with special needs children?
Yeah, we have special needs schools that have signed up to us because it's a character. They special needs children almost take it literally. TAF said don't do it, so we shouldn't do it, because that's the way,
Yeah.
their mind works in a different way, doesn't it? And it becomes a friend, if you like. And yeah, so we are, and your students, so you can control which year group. And eventually we will do individuals, so that you can say, right, this individual can play this game, this individual can, so you can really narrow it down to what you think that child is capable of, because you do have, especially with special needs, they might be 16, but to put them in city, they might struggle at the beginning because they need to be taught through it. Do you understand what I mean? Well, you know exactly what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah. So you have that control.
I mean, one of the things I've found quite difficult with them is that uh, with they are 16, so although they have learning difficulties and they are they're delayed development, they don't like the very childish stuff. That's a lot of it. Some of the stuff I found online is either very childish or too grown up for them to understand. So this looks like it's quite a good thing that
Yeah,
it
and
kind of covers
we
all
do
the.
research on, to give you an idea, we do research on year 10 and 11, and we're
Hmm,
working with Eton, and to make it as good as possible. And the feedback that we're getting, especially from girls, is they love it. They think it's cute. They think the one thing they want to do is make an avatar. So, that's another development that we're doing. And all the development we do, we don't charge you for. It just happens. And that we
right.
don't charge you extra for it. You just get an update, and that's it. And we inform you that this change has been made. And yeah, so
Okay. Um, is there any way? Is there any possibility of sending me the video so that I can just show the because obviously I've got to go and talk to the business manager and my line manager.
if you
Is
go,
that possible?
I'm hoping that I have put it on there. Do you get access to YouTube?
Uh, Staff do, yes.
Okay, so just checking. So what I will do is, if you look on YouTube, I'll put this little link in actually, and I'll drop this link into the webinar now. So
Okay.
there we go. And then you can literally copy and paste that. And there's lots of videos on there as well. So you can go onto our YouTube channel. There's lots of other different videos, and ones for parents showing them how to change Facebook, what to do, how to do it. It's lots of information. There's a video from a school telling them how they use it. There's one from parents. So they're there for you to access completely free of charge.
Okay. Brilliant. No, I mean it looks really good, and it does look like something we would definitely use. Make my life a lot easier.
And also we do parents' evenings so that we can show parents how to change all their privacy settings and protect their children, and teach
Right.
them as well. And we do charge extra, but they go down so well, and the feedback is
No.
brilliant, just brilliant. That because it's a workshop, not an education. It's actually a workshop.
Yeah. Okay.
And we charge
Oh,
£250 for that, but it is well worth it. And the feedback is just like, "Phew, I didn't know any of that." And
yeah.
I had a guy, a Microsoft engineer in, and he was like, "That's brilliant." He said, "You should be putting that out to every school. It's just brilliant because it actually
Yeah.
physically shows you what to do."
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, thank you very much for showing me. And what I have to do is go away and talk to my line manager, and I'll hopefully get back to you.
Yeah, excellent. Well, we do have an offer on before half term,
Yes, I
before
remember. Yeah.
Easter.
Yeah.
So if you can get back to me, that'd be fantastic.
Okay. That'd be brilliant.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.